Good morning. My name is Michael R. Roser, and I am Chief Coaching Facilitator and co-founder of my company, Strategic Life Coaching, LLC. Please join me for this video and others at my website, abundantlifeslc.com. The reason I hope I don't get too passionate about this, but I did receive the other day a gentleman texted me via LinkedIn and was in a very angry and negative spot, and take me off your list, this is all bullshit, blah blah blah. And while I interacted with that person and we started to gain some common ground, out of that it came, you're preaching and you're doing this and this God thing, and it's all bullshit. And okay, but let me tell you very specifically where I found myself on March 14th, 2016. And so we built that beautiful picture together that I've got over here on the wall. But before we get to that, this is where I found myself then. And it was not a pleasant spot. So let me adjust this just a second here so I can get back to it. All right, so here I am here in the middle, and I am upside down, and you can see these wavy, shaky lines. I had no ground, no terra firma to stand on. So in my circle, pride, ego, I was dishonest, especially toward my addiction, no faith, no hope. I was walking around with a lot of hate, as I said, propelled by selfishness. And what could I get? And if I wasn't getting what I wanted, I was angry about it. If I got what I wanted, I wasn't satisfied. I wanted more. So instead of abundance in my life, I was in barrenness. I could never get enough of anything. Instead of faith, I had mistrust. Instead of a plan of action every day, I was doing nothing. So those skills that we talked about, resiliency and being stoic and being tough mentally, having good use of willpower and courage, I was certain, I was full of fear, fantasized experiences appearing real, I was rigid, I wasn't transparent, I was apathetic and frail. And I mean frail both physically, out of shape, and mentally and emotionally and spiritually. So what I did was to find myself here, honestly taking a look at all of that, and said, that is absolutely not the way that I want to live my life. My life on self-propulsion has gotten me wanting in every way, other than, as I said, financially. And that became a real sticking point for me, because I kept telling myself, well, gee, I seem to be successful. I'm helping a lot of people with their finances, and they're successful as a result, and so on and so forth. I can't be this person. And so in order to combat that, you see, I had to build that facade. And I talked about that. And that is what I said yesterday, was camouflaging the person that I really was. So what does that make me at the end of the day? That makes me a promoter. And I was loud, and I was that, as the Bible says, that clanging gong. And I had a big plank in my eye, and I was very ready and willing to tell you the little sliver that you had in yours and how you could improve your life. Promoting. And now what I find through this program of transformation, changing my behaviors, changing my eating patterns, changing myself physically, taking my medications as prescribed so that I'm emotionally in balance, looking to a power greater than myself, a spiritual God as I understand God, which I've said many times, good orderly direction, the great outdoors, the spirit of the universe. It doesn't make any difference. It just couldn't be me. And I thought I was God amongst this, as it was a coined phrase, and it said, doing the same thing every day, expecting a different result, is insane. That's a definition of insanity. And I didn't want to admit I was insane. Who does? But it took courage, and I looked at myself as I existed and vowed to make a change. So I don't believe at all that I'm that same guy anymore. I believe when I walk around, people can notice it. I believe that I've become attractive and I don't have to promote anymore. So again, to the kind gentleman, okay, thank you for the call, but I don't believe it's bullshit at all. I believe that what I have followed has worked and worked well. And did it happen overnight? No, it took 4 years. And guys, please, I don't have this figured out. I know I don't have it figured out. I am a foibled man. I can still get angry. And in fact, my natural state would be to return to this if I wasn't taking action. So now let's look at what I believe this plan has accomplished for me. I believe that I'm willing to continue to change, to continue to try not to be in this state. I believe every morning I wake up and hit my knees and pray to God as I understand God to keep me in a place of balance and a place of peace and a place of serenity. To me, that's abundance, and I believe that I'm living that wholeheartedly. As we talked about, I'm taking action. I have now faith, which was that acronym we talked about foundation and about acceptance and about integrity, being transparent and having hope. I have those things today as a foundation. And so when people tell me there's no God or any of that stuff, okay, for me, I believe that something happened to get me to want to be in this place every day. And I thank you, and I thank the man for reminding me where I was, because I can go back there. In fact, it's funny, I call myself Michael now instead of Mike. And the reason that I do that is because I believe that I'm no longer Mike. And Mike is just that Tasmanian devil that was a whirling dervish going through everybody's life, creating chaos and disaster wherever I went. And the problem with that is I was always looking forward and everything looked fine. When I looked back, oh my Lord, the stuff that I did, I don't want to be that anymore. So now I can be calm. And I'm not calm right now because that comments and those texts hit me very, very close to home. It really does. And so, again, I'm going to keep the faith. I'm going to keep being spiritual. I'm going to keep being willing. And I'm going to look at myself physically every day. What am I bringing to the table? Some days my knees hurt, my back aches. I can't do the jog that I want to do because I'm not 25 anymore. Each day I take a look at my finances, what the market do and so forth. Try to be a good steward of the money that I was blessed with. Spirituality for me is the key. I detect God in my life every day because I'm not that guy anymore. So something had to have occurred to not be that person anymore. And certainly emotionally, I believe that's the crucible. If we're in good emotional balance and we're bringing this attractiveness and these core values and these core beliefs, and we bring that to life every day, I believe that that's attractive. And that is what I'm going for. I hope this helps. Keep the cards and letters coming. Glad that I got a little pumped up this morning because of that. It's good for me. It's good for all of us to continuously check our motivations. Take care, guys. I love you all. Be good.